Okay, let's take a look one by one of this phone. In the first place, there are Xiaomi Mi Note. The Mi Note is the best phone of one of the fastest growing phone companies in the world, Xiaomi. The Xiaomi Note is not the successor to the affordable Redmi Note. The device is a high-end offering, with a 5.7-inch Full HD display made by Japan Display, 2.5D Gorilla Glass 3, a Snapdragon 801 processor, 3GB of RAM, a 13MP rear camera with OIS, a 4-megapixel front camera with large 2-micron pixels, just like HTC's Ultra Pixels, a 3000 mAh battery, and LTE dual SIM. Speaking of design, the Mi Note sports beautiful glass on both the front and the back. The protective screen glass is 2.5D, meaning that its edges are slightly curved, just like on the Note 4 or iPhone 6 Plus. The glass on the back is positively curved, however, gently hugging the phone's sloping side. We've seen glass back devices before, but this is the first design with a curved glass back. It sure looks interesting, but durability may take a hit, even with the sleek metallic frame of the device. On stage, Xiaomi's Lei Jun took potshots at Apple, which seemed to be his primary target, and not Samsung and their Note 4 as one would expect. One of the jabs referred to the iPhone SIX's notorious protruding camera. There is no such thing on the Mi Note, which is a svelte 6.95mm. The camera itself is sourced from Sony IMX214, with a 6-lens f2.0 aperture, OIS, and a 2-tone flash. Thanks to the large size of the pixels, the 4-megapixel front shooter should do great in low-light selfie situations. With Xiaomi devices, the price is always a big part of the story. The Mi Note will be available for 2,299 yuan or $370 for the 16GB storage, and 2,799 yuan or $450 for the more spacious 64GB model. This isn't the rock-bottom pricing Xiaomi used its customers with, but then again, the Mi Note isn't a budget affair, and that is visible in everything from specs to design. In the second place, there are Meizu MX5. The new flagship packs a pretty solid punch thanks to its Helio X10 Turbo 8-core processor, PowerVR G6200 GPU, and 3GB RAM. Other specs include 16, 32, or 64GB storage, a 5.5-inch 1080p display, a 20MP camera with a Sony IMX220 sensor and dual-tone LED flash with laser autofocus, a 5MP front cam, a 3150 mAh battery with fast charging tech, and Meizu's Flame 4.5, which is based on Android 5.0 Lollipop. Turning to the aesthetics, the MX5 might not look substantially different from its predecessors, but it does offer a more premium build thanks to a switch to a full metal jacket. This differs from the MX4, which had a metal midsection and a plastic rear. Another change is in the physical key up front, which has been altered slightly to take on a more Samsung-style look. The MX5 is also just 7.6mm thin and weighs 149 grams. Although many of our readers aren't so fond of MediaTek chips, most of the specs here are quite good. Design is also solid, even if a little too iPhone-like for most of our tastes. What really makes the MX5 shine, however, is the price tag. The base 16GB model will be offered at 1,800 yuan or about $290, with the 32GB model at roughly $322 and the 64GB at $387. With support for many of the same high-end features you'd get from more expensive flagships like Cat 4 LTE, 4K recording, full metal builds, etc., we have to give Meizu credit here. Of course, we really can't say how good, or bad, the handset is until we get our hands on it for a full review in the months to come. In the third place, there are Xook Z1. The Z1 looks like a rather generic smartphone that takes inspiration from Samsung devices like the older Note 2, but there are a few features under the hood that make it stand out on its own. First and foremost, the Z1 has a Type-C USB port. While we've already seen this with the OP2, the big difference here is that the Z1 is actually a USB 3.1 port, meaning ultra-fast speeds in addition to the new cord standard. The phone also offers a rather massive 4100 mAh battery, which should hopefully provide fairly solid battery life. In many ways, the Z1 is a near flagship device, but one curious difference can be found in the processing package. Instead of giving us a Snapdragon 810 or 808, we see a much more modest Snapdragon 801 quad-core processor. The reason, according to Zook, is that the chip provides much more constant reliability and stability over newer gen Snapdragons. Given all the drama that Qualcomm has seen this year, that's not entirely untrue either. As for the rest of the specs, we're looking at a 5.5-inch 1080p IPS display, 3GB RAM, 64GB storage, a 13-megapixel main cam, 8-megapixel front cam, dual nano SIM slots, a fingerprint scanner, and a 4100 mAh battery. On the software front, you'll find a customized ZUI ROM based on Android Lollipop. At the fourth place, there are Lenovo Vibe P1. If battery life is one of your biggest concerns when it comes to your smartphone needs, Lenovo is attempting to offer a solution with the Vibe P1, which packs a massive 5000 mAh battery. When it comes to the design, the Vibe P1 features a metal unibody design, which is eerily reminiscent of previous generation HTC One flagships, but that isn't a bad thing, because the Vibe P1 is a great-looking device with a solid build quality. It is also relatively compact in size, and comfortable to use in the hand, due to the curved back. Up front is a 5.5-inch IPS LCD display with a full HD resolution, resulting in a pixel density of 401 ppi. In the time we got to spend with the device, the display looks to be pretty good, with great colors, sharpness, and brightness. The 5.5-inch size is largely becoming the standard as far as the screen size is concerned, and most people should now quite comfortable with this display. Under the hood, the Lenovo Vibe P1 comes with an octa-core Qualcomm Snapdragon 615 processor, clocked at 1.5 GHz, and backed by the Adreno 405 GPU and 2GB of RAM. This is the processing package that is seen with quite a lot of great mid-range smartphones out there, such as the Alcatel Onet Ouch Idol 3, and if the performance with those devices is any indication, things should be smooth and snappy with the Vibe P1 as well. At the last place, there are Honor 7. The latest addition to the Honor line retains everything that was great about its predecessors, but in a more refined package. While the Huawei Honor 7, with its angular look, features a very similar design language to its predecessors, there is a departure as far as build material is concerned, from a mostly glass construction to a unibody metallic design. The metal backing comes with a ceramic-coated finish, which not only allows for a great feel in the hand, but also slightly helps counter the slipperiness of the metal. With Huawei Honor 7 a thickness of 8.5 mm and weighing just below 160 grams, the device also feels very solid and substantial in the hand, and the use of metal certainly makes it feel more durable than its predecessors. With its 5.2-inch display and thin bezels along the sides, the Honor 7 allows for easy one-handed use and makes for a very comfortable handling experience. Looking around the device, the volume rocker and the power button are found on the right side of the device, while there is a smart key button to the right, more about it below, and all buttons are very responsive, easy to press, and offer a good amount of tactile feedback. The power button is placed within comfortable reach, and comes with a slightly textured surface that makes it easy to distinguish between the power button and the volume rocker. The device also comes with a double tap to wake feature, so you won't have to reach for the power button too often though. Above the smart key button is the dual SIM card tray, with one of the SIM slots also doubling as a micro SD card slot. Under the hood, the Huawei Honor 7 packs an octa-core high-silicon Kirin 935 processor, clocked at 2.2 GHz, and backed by the Mali T628 GPU and 3GB of RAM. Performance is as smooth as expected from this Huawei-made processing package, and very rarely will there be any signs of stutter or lag. Moving through the various elements of the UI is smooth, and opening, closing, and switching between applications is also fast and snappy. The device also handles gaming pretty well, save for the most graphically intensive games, where you will notice dropped frames and slow load times. While the device gets the job done for the most part, if you're looking for a fantastic gaming experience, this may not be the phone for you.